वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. I welcome everyone who are in temple as well as who are online. 18th of December 2024, the year is almost ending. Only 12 days balance for welcoming 2025. So, in our journey to understand about the life through Shrimad Bhagwat Gita, last week we were having the pravachan on what is Gita, how Gita is required in today's life, what is in Gita and how we can apply it. So we talked a bit about Shrimad Bhagwat Gita last time, and we kind of postponed the 36th shloka which we were on progress on third chapter. So what we were studying, it is always to recap a bit when there is a gap. So what did we look at? We looked at that humans will always have unequal resources due to personal and natural reasons. Yes, humans will always have unequal resources. There cannot be a life, utopia, where everybody is having equal resource and equal happiness. It's impossible. Why? Because each person is different. Each of us is born due to a cause and responsibility to act through the life. So everybody cannot be equal. Everybody cannot be king. Then there will be no cobbler to make the shoes. So everybody is different. And secondly, when we have to live, because of the free will, our choices, our skills, capacities, preferences, needs are different. And hence, one dress cannot fit all. How equal distribution of resources, that also we saw, that if we do equal distribution of resources, that creates inequality. Actually, the act of equality by equal distribution of resources is going to create inequality, because the effort, the skills, the input, the actions is different from different people. And if we say that no, everybody should get the same, then it is inequality, the unequal return of the efforts. And so there will be injustice, which will be resulting into loss of motivation and inactive society. Yeah, we have seen all those societies which are fed too much, free, by governments or by anyone, they become useless. They don't work, they do not do any efforts. So it is important that we work hard and then earn our bread. And the goal for equality, because everybody is running, today also, now also, the biggest run is for equality. समानता होनी चाहिए, लोगों में ऊंच नीच नहीं होनी चाहिए, सब लोगों को समान हक होना चाहिए. You know, all these things, yeah, we learn, and mostly the politicians. Well, you were the guys who were in the rule for so many years, tens and hundreds of years, and you are still shouting for equality. What did you do during the earlier time? But anyway, we are not here for political discussion. So, the equality is not about the equal resources or equal share, but equal happiness. And that is what we took the example of a family who is taking dinner together. And today we will understand, how this one will go further, because we see inequality and we see atrocities in the society. So how does it happen? And that is where the Arjun started asking the question. So I'll chant the shloka here. Arjun vacha atha kena prayukto yang papam charati purushaha anichannapi va shraneya baladiva niyojita. This question is very important, and also we took a little bit of it last time, there are very important words over here. Papam. What is a sin? What is a sin? It's very difficult because from religious point of view, one religion is telling a sin, is other religion is telling as a duty. So which religion is right? What is right? What is papam? What is sin? Sinful in one book is different than sinful in another book. So which book to follow? And majority of the wars and arguments and partialities and atrocities, everything is based on those things. Which book is right? Which book is right? That is the base. As on today also in the world, 4 major wars are happening because of what? Which book is right? We should live by which book? So one book is telling a sin, the other book is telling a duty. One book is telling that you sacrifice the animal is your duty. Other book is telling that sacrificing and killing animal is sin. What to follow? And that is what is a big question. And Arjuna is asking here, Atha kena prayuktoyam. Arjuna is asking, why? Kenam, why? Why is a person impelled to commit the sinful acts, even unwillingly, anichannapi, and baladiva, as if by force. Why? As if by force, unwillingly, a person is committing a sin. That is what sin. That is what Arjuna is asking. And we looked at some of the things on this word last time, anichannapi, unwillingly. We took example of Duryodhan. Yeah, there are different schools. There are different schools who are trying to convince and who are trying to prove that something happening wrong is not the act of meanness by that person. Yeah, there are schools of thoughts like that. So one of that is Duryodhan. He is telling, Janami dharmam nachame pravrutti. I know what is right, but I can't, follow that. I can't do that. And I know Janami adharmam nachame nivrutti. I cannot stop myself being a sinful person, adharmam. So at least in this case, there is one important part is that Duryodhan is actually educated. At least he is educated to know what is the difference. That is a great one. That is big item. At least he is educated. And then we talked about the persons who are introduced by any method, like they are born in a culture or in a religion or in a patriotic situation or in a country which has got those geographical conditions, anything. So we took an example, and this example is very important in multiple ways. So we will take that example again. We know the story. We know the story of Valya Lutara, Valya the hunter. We all know the story. Valya the hunter was there. He was killing birds and animals. He was looting people in a forest. He was also maybe killing the people. And he was doing hunting and all. Because he was from a hunter community. So he is born with that. He is trained for that. He is having skill to do the looting and hunting. And one day Narad comes, Narayana. Naradji comes, and Naradji is asking him, what are you doing? And he is telling, this is what I am doing is because of 2 things. One is that I have to satisfy my stomach, I have to live, so for my livelihood. And secondly, I am responsible for my family, for their well-being, and also to feed them, my parents, my wife, my kids. And then Narad is asking, but if you are killing all these animals and all, the responsibility of this karma, are they sharing with you? He says, I don't know. Then Narad is telling, okay, I am waiting here. Yeah, Narad can wait. Narad has no job to do. Jokingly. Anyway, Narad has a big job to do. He is already doing his job. Anyway, so Valya Lutara goes home and is asking his parents, I am killing all these animals. It is sinful as this Mr. Narad is telling me. So are you ready to take part in that sin? And the parent says, no, you are our son, we raised you, and your responsibility to take care of us. How you are bringing the food and how you are taking care of us is your responsibility, not us. He is asking the wife, I am doing all this to bring all the things at home. Are you sharing the, part of the karma, phalam, the fruits of the karma? And she is telling, see, I am your ardhangini. I have taken responsibility to run the house, produce the babies, and feed the older people and everyone. From where to buy, from where to get this money, from where to get the resources to support the family is your part of responsibility. I can't share that scene. And children, he is asking children are saying, see, we are your kids. To raise us is your responsibility. From where to bring the money or food and how to bring it is your choice. We are not telling you to do the hunting. You may do some other thing. Bring us the food because we are your kids. And the eyes of the Valmiki, eyes of the Valya Lutara, the Valya the hunter, opened. He suddenly realized. And then he goes to Narad and he stops it. We know the story. I deliberately told the story because we should understand the meaning behind it. That is exactly here. Ata kenam prayuktoyam papam charati purusha. So the example, the Narad is meeting Valya. So till then he was thinking it is his duty. Last time also we took the example of Draupadi Vastraharan. Everybody is inactive because they think that being inactive is their duty. Is part of their duty. Last time we took that example. But doing duty can also indulge a person into a personal scene. That is important. This is very important to understand. You may do your duty, but the effect of karma is on you yourself as a person. And hence Valyakodi asked his family. So, what is the meaning here? The meaning here is you do your duty, but the phalam of karma, the fruits of karma will still stay with you. How to satisfy the family? Or, wo to Valya Lutar. No. It is our story also. Government officers are taking bribes and then taking one golden chain to the wife, smiling at the door. Aaj kya leke aaya? मेरा पति आज क्या लेके आया? सोने का चेन लेके आया. वाइफ खुश. वाइफ को सोने का चेन चाहिए. कहां से लाया? वो तेरी जिम्मेदारी है. इतना भी अगर एक भी 1% of political leaders and the government officials understand, 95% of corruption will go. Valya Lutaro ko jo Valya the hunter understood, if even that part is understood by all those bribing people and bribe taking people, corruption will go away. Corruption will go away. Simple. We took example of Christopher Columbus. He was given nationality, patriotism. Spain की जमीन को आगे बढ़ाना है. He comes to North America and killing. Spaniards killed thousands and thousands of people in the name of the nation. Nation के नाम से. Hitler, in the name of a race, they killed so many hundreds and thousands of people in the name of a race. So those people who followed him, are they doing their duty or they are creating, they are doing, responsible for a scene? The religious book, so many people are giving input. God's work, person who is thinking abided by the rule, or false duty, or oath, all these things are creating a scene. So in our mind, now important part is, in our mind, whenever we are told as papam, sin, what does it mean? किसी को मारना, किसी को झूठ बोलना, the lower level to higher levels, झूठ बोलना, गलत काम का इस्तेमाल करना, all those things like lower level. And then beating someone and killing someone and, snatching something from someone, all this, pap, that is what in our mind, right? In our mind, what is pap? But here, Arjuna is asking, papam is different. That is already there. But if that is the case, then Arjuna, when in Shrimad Bhagwat Gita, one of the name of Arjun is Anagha. Anagha means sinless, one who has not done any sin. Now we know that Arjun was an archer, he was the biggest archer at that time, and he killed maybe thousands of men in the war. And still God is telling him, Anagha, one who has not done any sin, Paap Rahit. So how does it jive? How does this jive? On one side we say that Papam means killing someone, beating someone, taking somebody's items is Papam. And then on the other side we are telling that Arjun is Anagha. How does God says that? So here the Papam word has to be understood very clearly. Otherwise we will not be able to understand the further lines what God is going to explain us. So what is Papa? What is Pap? Harassing, beating and killing anyone is Papam. And Valya Lutaru is an example. So when after Valya understood that what he is doing is incorrect, then if he still continues to do the hunting, that is Papa. If he continues to do after knowing what is right and wrong, if we continue to do that, then it is Papa. Otherwise it is not. That is why for the children, young age, kids and young age men, there is a different justice. There is a different law altogether, juvenile law. Why there is a juvenile law? He also beat somebody. A junior KG kid beat another junior KG kid for one chocolate. The greed is same, the beating is same, the pain is same, the agony is same. Why we are not punishing that child or infant equal to a matured man? What's the reason? Because the knowledge of what is right and wrong is incomplete at that age. That is why there is a juvenile law. So, knowing what is correct and wrong and then doing it is sin, is one of the definitions. One who knows what is right and wrong and keeps silent and not tell others is also a sin. Is another point. Narad is coming to Valya. Why Narad came to Valya? Why should Narad come to Valya? What business he has got to do? Will he get some money? Oh, it is very scary, it is dangerous. Maybe Valya become very angry and Valya will, maybe beat him or loot him. Till he goes to, till Narad Muni goes to Valya Lutara, Valya the hunter. Why? Why? Because knowing the righteous action and not knowing the righteous, not taking the action towards the righteous path is also a sin. Is also a sin. That is a papa. And this is matching exactly with the Draupadi Vastraharan. You know what is right and you do not take an action against a wrongdoing. That is papa. And telling others what is right and wrong is the duty of the knower. Is the knower. Hence today, one of the biggest misnomer, misunderstanding in people's mind. What is that? In good people mind. In good people mind, there is one very big misunderstanding. In thousands and thousands of people mind. What is the misunderstanding? हम अच्छे हैं, मैं अच्छा हूं तो मुझे कुछ करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. If I am good, I am not expected to do anything further. हम अच्छे हैं ना, हम अच्छा करेंगे, हम अच्छा रहेंगे और हम अच्छे हैं इसलिए हम स्वर्ग में जाएंगे, हमें मोक्ष मिलेगा. That is the understanding, है ना? All those good people have got that understanding. हम अच्छे हैं, हम भला तो जग भला. A complete misunderstanding of that slogan. So they don't take any action. If that is the case, then Bhishma Pitama अच्छे हैं. उन्होंने द्रौपदी को नहीं खींच के लाया राज्यसभा में. He didn't bring Draupadi in Rajya Sabha. He is a good guy. So is he out of the scene? So what is sin? One who knows what is right and wrong but doesn't act is also a sin. A father is giving a rupee to, you know, that we have taken that example. Ek pitaji hai, there is a father. The father is going out for a day or two. So he is calling his elder son. He has got, suppose, 3 sons. One is an older guy, around 15-year-old. Others are like, 11, another is 7. So the father is calling the elder son and telling that, you see, we are going, you and your mother, I and your mother are going out station. So after a couple of days, we are going to come. Till then, you do one thing. You take this $100, $200. You spend that money for yourself and your, your younger brothers, and buy some food whenever you need, and stay together and eat. Now father and the, the mother goes out. Now the son knows that this money can be used where, how, and how it is to be shared with other people. I mean the younger brothers, isn't it? So the duty of the elder son is to share the food, to use that money and to share the food with younger brothers. This is exactly the same. God has given us a brain. God has given us a understanding what is right and what is wrong. God has given us a capacity to distinguish. God has given us a capacity to evaluate, analyze what is right and what is wrong. God has given us a book, Shrimad Bhagwat Gita हाथ में दे दी है, पढ़ो और आगे करो. And what happens? That elder son is just eating for himself, not feeding to the younger siblings. Or he may not buy anything. मैंने पैसा बचाया पिताजी. After 2 days, when the father comes, he says, Father, we didn't eat anything. I didn't spend anything. See, I have got those $200 back for you. We saved the money. What will father say? Father will say, you are stupid. I told you to spend the money because it is required for your younger brothers. They don't know how to do. Bas, yahi tarike se, with the same thing. If we know what is right, and we do not do that, we do not train, we do not teach, we do not say to the other people, see, wo bhi paap hai. Isliye, that is why I told Narad Ji is doing his duty. When Narad Ji knows that this is something wrong, Narad Ji has to go. Narayan. We joke. People make lots of jokes. There are so many movies and plays and jokes on that. Narad Ji ko kuch kaam nahi hai. Narad Ji sirf idhar udhar ghumte rehte hain. शादी वगैरह किया नहीं है, बीवी बच्चे नहीं है, इधर घूमो उधर घूमो, बस ऐसे ही करते रहते हैं. नारद जी people say नारद जी है, people laugh at it. No, very important character in our सनातन धर्म, जिसे पता है मोक्ष कैसे मिलता है. नारद भक्ति सूत्र पढ़ो, भक्ति कैसे कर सकते हैं ज्ञान के साथ में भक्ति. That is नारद भक्ति सूत्र. And one who knows this has to move around in the people fearlessly. Narad ji, we have all understood, right? कभी उधर इंद्र के पास चले गए, कभी शिव भगवान के पास चले गए, कभी विष्णु के पास चले गए, कभी राक्षस के पास भी चले गए. कंस को भी जाके बोला, अरे 8 है मगर वो नंबर इधर से इधर कर देंगे भगवान तो 8 को मार डाल, पाप का घड़ा जल्दी भरो. So Narad goes to everyone. Why? For the betterment of the society. That is his duty. So if we say, another example is lamp burning. अगर मैं लैंप हूं, मैं अगर दिया हूं, तो लैंप का काम यह है कि वो जल जाए, समाज को प्रकाश दे और जल जाए. A lamp is supposed to burn its resources, its capacity, its skill to lighten the surrounding and one day die. That is the duty of a lamp. Otherwise, what is the duty of a lamp? घी भर के रखा है, ऐसे ही रखा है, it's not lightened. Same way, if a person knows what is right and wrong, and if they are not talking about it, what will happen? It is a sin. It is a sin. So here, papam means the righteous duty. Why Arjun telling the high papam charati, why doesn't a person do a righteous duty? जो उसे करना है, क्षत्रिय है तो लड़ना है, Why Arjuna is Anaga? Why Arjuna is sinless? Because he is Kshatriya. He is supposed to fight. He is supposed to go in battlefield. He is supposed to kill and win over the enemies. And he is doing it. So he is sinless, even though he is killing so many people. So this means that in front whatever action we see is not necessarily a sin. I always give an example, like I gave an example a while ago, that there are four people, and to explain it well, I said, the four varnas. There is a Kshatriya, there is a Vaishya, there is a Shudra, and then there is a Brahmin. These four friends are going along the road in the night, and they see that there is a man who is harassing another person, beating, maybe looting. What is expected? They all will catch the person and beat it? No. The Brahmin will not be able to do that. Brahmin is supposed to act in a different way. Then the Kshatriya, who is a Pehlwan admi hai, who is a strong guy, he will go and give two jhapad, beat the other person. So he will stop. And Shudra will see that if the person is injured something, he will do the Shusrusa, Seva. So each person's duty is different. If they don't do their duty, that is sin. What is a sin? I am not doing my righteous duty is a sin. And doing my righteous duty in proper way is a correct path. Valia was doing his righteous duty as a father, as a son, as a husband. But how to do it is his responsibility as a human. So what is a sin? Sin doesn't mean only hitting somebody, beating somebody and all that. Sin means not doing the righteous duty. Chup rehna bhi galat hai. Chup rehna bhi galat. Now, another reason for not acting on the righteous path is fear. Dar se. There are 5 types of fear. 5 types of fear. There are many types, but majority we will talk 5 types of fear, which causes a person not to take the righteous duty. Because Arjuna is asking, Atha kenam prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichanna pivashraya valadiva. So, what is another reason for not doing is fear. What are the fears? Fear of death. What will happen to me after the death? If I do something and I will die, mar jaunga to. So people don't do the righteous thing. नहीं करते हैं सच्चा काम. डरते हैं मैं मर जाऊंगा तो क्या होगा? सामने हट्टा कट्टा आदमी है मुझे मार देगा तो. So they don't take action. They don't do the righteous duty. What will happen after the death? But in Gita it is clearly told, Bahune me vetitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. We are going to get a rebirth. That is how the freedom fighters went. हंसते हंसते फांसी पे चढ़ गए freedom fighters. Why? मैं rebirth लूंगा. भगत सिंह को पूछा. They asked Bhagat Singh, you are dying now. What will happen? He is telling, oh, I am going to get rebirth and I am going to again do the freedom fighting. He is not worried. He is happy and laughing. He is singing patriotic song. Now here there is a little, there is a catch. There is a little mislead. Because sometimes the same tool is used to even mislead. तुम ये करोगे तो तुम्हें ऊपर जाके heaven मिलेगा, स्वर्ग मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा, वो मिलेगा. So people do wrong things. They are fearless. Why? Because they are misled. So there is a twist in it. Then another fear is fear of livelihood, food, bread. Why? मेरा क्या होगा, मुझे खाना मिलेगा क्या नहीं, मुझे नौकरी मिलेगी क्या नहीं, I will get job or not. Fear of livelihood. This is happening because of 2 things. Number 1 is lack of self-confidence. मैं कमा सकता हूँ, कैसे भी करके मैं कमा सकता हूँ. Self-confidence. Lack of self-confidence is creating the fear of livelihood. And what is the other factor? Disbelief. Either disbelief, non-belief, or skeptical. These 3 kind of people in what? In the forces of nature and the लव ऑफ क्रिएटर, भगवान ने बनाया है मुझे, वो मुझे कहीं से भी दाल चावल ला के देगा, कम मिलेगा ज्यादा मिलेगा, वो क्या उससे ज्यादा फर्क नहीं होता है, इतना ज्यादा फर्क नहीं होता है। हाँ, एकदम बंद हो जाएगा प्रॉब्लम, थोड़ा कम मिला उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं होता है। खाने में 4 आइटम है क्या 10 आइटम है, उससे कुछ ज्यादा फर्क नहीं है। राधा 10 आइटम वाले को ज्यादा परेशानी, 10 आइटम पहले बनानी पड़ती है। सो इट इज लाइवलीहुड, द फियर ऑफ लाइवलीहुड। हाँ, मेरा क्या होगा, मुझे खाना मिलेगा क्या नहीं, इसके लिए लोग नहीं बोलते हैं, गलत नहीं कर, वो सच चीज सच्चा बोलने से डरते हैं। दे आर अफ्रेड ऑफ टेलिंग द ट्रूथ, दे आर अफ्रेड ऑफ फॉलोइंग द राइटियस पाथ। फियर ऑफ इंसल्ट, here this livelihood is so many things. Actually we think acha livelihood, okay, no, it practical example. Bachcha hai, you got your son, he is asking, oh father, I like to play flute. He is playing excellent flute and he is a very good flute player. But who is earning more now? Computer science, computer engineer, science, technocrats, chartered accountants, lawyers. So even though he is the best flute player and he has been designed to play excellent flute and make the world happy, he is forced to become a computer science, computer engineer, sit in a corner and do the typing on keyboard rather than playing the flute. He has got the same skill using the fingers, but now using that finger and keyboard. Righteous काम नहीं कर रहा है वो. Selection of career, this is a fear of livelihood. Then fear of insult and getting separated. This is another big one. Fear of insult. अगर मैं सच्चा बोलूंगा तो क्या होगा? मैं सच बोलूंगा तो क्या होगा? What if I tell the truth? What will people say? There are so many things. Acceptance of LGBTQ in society. This is one of the biggest factors we see today. अरे मेरा बच्चा ऐसा है, मैं सोसाइटी में बोलूं तो मेरा क्या इंप्रेशन होगा? इंसल्ट, aloofness, rejection. So we don't accept them. That is why we don't accept them. There are many people, they will say on face, but internally they will not accept them. Why? Because of fear of insult. Fashion and consumerism. These all products, all these things are coming under one fear. लोग क्या कहेंगे? लोग क्या कहेंगे is the biggest fear. One of the today. Fashion and consumerism. मैं ऐसी लिपस्टिक लगाऊंगी तो कैसी दिखूंगी? मेरा ये हेयर स्टाइल है तो कैसा दिखेगा? मैंने ऐसे कपड़े पहने हैं तो मेरे दोस्त क्या कहेंगे? Fear of. That is why there is a fashion and consumerism. इसलिए तो फैशन है ना. मेरी दोस्त क्या कहेगी? मुझे ये पसंद है, मैं ये करूंगा, ऐसा नहीं. दोस्त क्या कहेंगे? लोग क्या कहेंगे? Fear of insult, fear of aloofness. That is what is consumerism, and that is how all these advertisements are coming. If you have got a Rado watch, then only Vrutha gantasya narasya jivanam. It is told in joking in Sanskrit. अपना जीवन फुकट चला गया. अगर मेरे पास में राडो वॉच नहीं है, मेरे पास टेस्ला नहीं है, तो मेरा जीवन फुकट चला गया. That is how people don't live their life. People live other people's life. Why? This one, fear of insult. मैं बोलूंगा तो क्या होगा? लोग क्या कहेंगे? लोगों को अच्छा दिखना चाहिए. मुझे पसंद नहीं है तो कोई वादा नहीं, मगर लोगों को क्या दिखना चाहिए? Big one. Consumerism is also part because of that. नई चीज चाहिए, वो चीज खरीदते हैं. I don't know what is the latest model, but iPhone 15 है तो iPhone 16 चाहिए. उसके बगैर जिंदगी नहीं, उसके बगैर मेरी लाइफ नहीं. मैं दुखी दुखी रहूंगा क्योंकि मेरे पास लेटेस्ट आईफोन नहीं है. To what level? That is a fear of insult, aloofness. लोग क्या कहेंगे? And same thing, corrupt political systems, justice and law and order. ये भी उसी वजह से है. When somebody is doing wrong thing, when your political leader is doing wrong thing, nobody says anything. मीटिंग में बैठे हैं, अलग गलत डिसीजन ले रहे हैं ऑफिस में, बिजनेस में, वी डोंट टेल द बॉस, बॉस दिस इज रॉन्ग, भाई अरे मैं बोलूंगा सब लोग क्या कहेंगे, ऐसा बोला इसने, ऐसा बोल दिया। फियर, ये फियर के बाहर आ जाओ और जिंदगी आनंदमय हो जाएगी। बिंदास जिसको कहते हैं, बिंदास, डर नहीं रहेगा जिंदगी में। यही गीता सिखाती है। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता क्या सिखाती है? हाथ जोड़ के पैर पढ़ो, वो तो पढ़ना ही है, मगर दिस इज व्हाट गीता इज टीचिंग है। हाँ, ये फियर निकाल दो। करप्ट पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम इज बिकॉज ऑफ दैट। मुझे क्या मिलेगा? जस्टिस, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, ये सब में यही प्रॉब्लम है। सेम प्रॉब्लम, सेम रूट इज देयर फॉर ऑल द सीन्स अराउंड। ब्लाइंड फेथ एंड इनकरेक्ट रिचुअल सोसाइटी, वो भी है, इसी में है फियर। हाँ, कोई किसी ने बोल दिया शादी है, वो क्या कहते हैं उसे, वो दूल्हे के जूते चुराने हैं। हाँ, दूल्हे के जूते चुराने हैं, वो रिचुअल हो गया। अभी अगर नहीं चुराया ना तो अरे श्लोक बराबर पंडित जी नहीं बोलेंगे चलेगा, मगर जूते चुराने चाहिए, है ना। कहां से आया ये जूते चुराना? कहां लिखा है क्या कहीं वेद में, पुराण में, गीता में लिखा है जूते चुराने चाहिए? ब्लाइंड फेथ, और कोई उसके सामने नहीं बोलेगा। नोबडी विल टेल अगेंस्ट इट। भाई शर्म आएगी, अरे सब लोग तो ये करते हैं, सब लोग जूते चुराते हैं, तुमने ना बोल दिया, कैसी शादी है? फियर, दिस फियर, ए पर्सन हैज टू कम आउट ऑफ दिस फियर। इसीलिए तो ब्लाइंड फेथ चलता है, इनकरेक्ट रिचुअल्स चलते हैं। हाँ, कोई भी अलग अलग इतने गलत रिचुअल्स चलते हैं, पूछो मत। हाँ, धर्म में भी यही है। पीपल कैन नॉट से नो। हाँ, दोस्त है, पार्टी में गए, दोस्त बोलेंगे अरे क्या दो तो फूफी मारनी पड़ेगी, क्या बोलते हैं, सुट्टा, सुट्टा बोलते हैं उसको। हाँ, दो स्मोक के पफ लेने चाहिए, ड्रग्स लेनी चाहिए, रॉन्ग हैबिट्स, ड्रिंकिंग। अरे पार्टी में गए, ड्रिंक नहीं लिया तुम, कितना ऑर्थोडॉक्स, शाह, ऐसा कहते हैं। तो फियर, अरे मैं नहीं लूंगा तो क्या होगा, तो फिर ड्रिंकिंग चालू, स्मोकिंग चालू। पता है कि गलत है, फिर भी फियर, फियर ऑफ अलोफनेस, हाँ मैं अकेला हो जाऊंगा, फीलिंग ऑफ इंसल्ट। दिस वन फियर इज रूट। आज की तारीख में बाकी के फियर इतने नहीं है जितना ये फियर है, बहुत फियर। हाँ, देन पीपल गो इन ड्रग्स, everything. We can talk about this for long, but we are supposed to stick to Gita. So let us go further. And then fear of loss of loved ones. हाँ, मेरे relatives हैं, friends हैं, वो मर जाएंगे तो क्या होगा, मैं उनसे दूर हो जाऊंगा तो क्या होगा, ये भी fear. And fear of loss of control. This is the highest one in psychological level. Loss of control. हाँ, बहू आई है, सास को लगता है अरे अभी तक तो मैं राज करती थी, 30 साल तक सब लोग मुझे पूछते थे मम्मा क्या करेंगे, मम्मा क्या करेंगे, ये क्या करेंगे। अभी बहू आ गई, वन मोर पर्सन ना इन द फैमिली, बहू आ गई। अभी सास को लॉस ऑफ कंट्रोल, कंट्रोल नहीं है। हाँ, सास को लगता है अरे बाप रे बहू आ गई, अभी क्या करूंगी, झगड़ा चालू, रीजन के बगैर, कोई रीजन नहीं है, वो कोई कंट्रोल भी नहीं है। कंट्रोल तो प्यार से होता है। हाँ, घोड़े को चाबुक से मारो और चले, और घोड़े को खाली चलो बेटा ऐसा बोल के चले, डिफरेंस है। प्यार से चलेगा वो चलेगा, वो उसको चलना कहते हैं, उसी को कंट्रोल कहते हैं। आई ऑलवेज से, आई गॉट माई वाइफ ऑल्सो, शी इज हियर। हाँ, हु इज द बेस्ट कंट्रोलिंग वाइफ? नॉट टू स्कोल्ड, खाली ऐसा आंख ऐसा ऐसा किया ना, हस्बैंड समझ जाता है क्या करना है, दैट इज अ कंट्रोल। हाँ, दैट इज कंट्रोल। चिल्ला के बोलने से कंट्रोल क्या? Anyway, so loss of control, loss of identity. We do not say correct thing to wrong person who helps us to maintain the hold. We allow them to do wrong things. Example is thugs for politicians. Politician को कुर्सी के ऊपर चिटक के रहना है, गुंडागिरी चलने दो। Let the gundas work in the society, go in the society and do wrong things. Why? Because during the election they help me. Fear of loss of control. And also people say, oh acha, okay, this is all material world and all that. No, fear of loss of control even in spiritual world. Spiritual world में भी है. Loss of oneself. This is the highest fear inside which we never understand. Loss of oneself. मैं हूं ही नहीं, मैं ही नहीं रह गया. हाँ, मैं ही नहीं रह गया. There is a nice Hindi movie, Guide. It's an old movie. It is telling in the last, it's acted by Devanand. The movie name is Guide. He's telling in the last that the ego, that is the self, is telling, I am dying, I am dying. And the soul is telling, I am not dying because I am there eternally. This is the highest spiritual level of fear. Fear. That is why in Gita, shloka number 8, in 12th chapter, it will come. We will reach 12th chapter. Mayeva mana datsva mayi buddhi niveshaya. Nivasasyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na sansaya. God is telling, give me your man, tumhara man mujhe de do. Man dena matlab kya? We will understand that time. But so that is the highest level fear in loss of control. Even in spiritual world also, it is there. It is there. So, in the scene, the action, the mechanism is that there are three factors or three persons who are responsible for the scene. First we saw that not doing righteous duty is a sin. Not telling a person to do a righteous duty and stopping them is a sin. If I know what is correct and I still keep mum and I still be inactive, it is a sin. We have seen all that. Now, what are the mechanisms within the sin? Because the papam charati, Arjuna is telling papam charati, Arjuna is telling sin is done. Sin is done by whom? Right? So there are three parts. Karta, Karak and Anumodak. These are the three Sanskrit words. Karta means what? One who is doing the sin. One who is like somebody is beating another person or all those things in a very normal world. So one who is acting on a non-desired action is Karta. One who is doing. Another is Karak, the reason, the cause, the one who created the situation. One who directed, caused, guided, compelled, misexplained. The Karak, the one who is acting to do that action, indicator. That is the one who is also equally responsible for one third. And the third is Anumodak. Anumodak means one who agrees, keeps silent, hides, supports. That is Anumodak. And that is why in Draupadi Chirharan, all the people were included in the scene. They all shared the fruit of the scene in the Kurukshetra battle. That is what happens. That is what the scene is. That is how the scene is. And Arjuna is telling the another word is Baladiva. By force. That means even though we know what is right or wrong, we still carry on that action, the inappropriate action. Why? What is the reason? So, the God is telling. So, the 37th shloka I will chant and then we will go further on 37th shloka. Shri Bhagwanu Vacha Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyena Miha Vairinam. What is the meaning of this? Unfortunately, we don't know Sanskrit, so we have to understand it. What is the meaning? We are talking about the word Kama. The Supreme Lord said, it is lust alone. Here, lust doesn't mean only physical, bodily. Lust means anything which we are blindly in love without any reasoning further. So it is the lust alone, Kama, Esha, Krodha, Esha, which is born of contact with the mode of passion. Rajo Guna Sama Udbhava. Sama Udbhava, born of. Rajo Guna Sama Udbhava, born of mode of passion, contact with the mode of passion, and later transformed into anger. Know this as a sinful, all-devouring enemy in the world. Consider that. Bhagwan ne kaha, Kama Esha, Krodha Esha. So Bhagwan is guiding us to the root cause of the world issue in this one shloka. Simple. One shloka is giving this detail about the God is guiding. And it is interesting to know that the same thing is also given in Holy Bible. In James 1:14, the same wording is used. when we sin, it is not because of the Satan authors it. In other words, they believe in Satan, we don't in Sanatan. But as per Bible, when we sin, it is not because Satan, Shaitan, Satan authors it. James 1:14 says that we sin when we are drawn away by our desires, which give birth to the sin. That is what Bible says. So it is not only here, the truth is told by many people. And so we will go further. It's already 6:45. We'll go further on 37th chapter, 37th shloka on 3rd chapter. And then try to understand it, how, and God is trying to explain. I have got a little announcement to do. I am traveling this weekend, and I will not be available on next 2 Wednesdays. That is 25th of December and 1st of January. So we'll be meeting again on 8th of January, here again in Jai Durga Temple, between 6 to 6:45, and study further from Shrimad Bhagwat Gita, chapter 3, shloka number 37. Till then, I wish everyone a good time, wishing everyone a happy Christmas time and holidays, and we will meet again on 8th. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Para Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha.